Okay, we have another screencast that will help you on your Agent Revolutions test. And this talks about the revolution of thought that really changed the game in England, then in France, then in America, then in France, and then in Latin America and throughout Europe. So, the revolution of thought. And I kind of think the guy who started it all was John Locke, who talks about the concept of natural law. And he says natural law is this, that you have a right to life, liberty, and property. No one should be able to take your life. You have freedom of action, and you have the right to own stuff. And he believed in these very strongly, that these were not really very much compromisable, slightly compromised at times, but not generally compromised. His ideas were adopted by many of the American revolutionaries. As a matter of fact, our Declaration of Independence originally read life, liberty, and property, not life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. It talked about property, and here are people signing the Declaration of Independence. Because of Locke's views, Americans developed the idea of popular sovereignty, which means that government is given by the people who are there. America is like 8,000 miles from England, and the people in America they wanted to go a different direction than England wanted them to go. And this is a big reason why America has a revolt. Locke shaped the American Revolution. He really gave it its intellectual springboard. Now, another part of thought was law. That law had to be even, it had to be written, and it had to be evenly applied. And once it was written down, it didn't change. It became black letter law. You can't erase it. It's in ink. And these are copies of Blackstone's commentaries, which are still used today in law school. I know because I went to law school for a while and I had them. Adam Smith believed in the absolute right of private property. And he talks about how individuals having money makes a nation become wealthy. It leads to wealth. And money basically is a matter of belief. If you believe that something is valuable, it has value. And we give it a cash value. So economic freedom and economic liberty are a big part in the change of thought, that you have a right to property. This is a property right. You have a right to make money and to spend money the way you want, and you shouldn't be taxed unreasonably. These ideas were not popular. You have to be able to say them. This is free speech. Without free speech, you don't have liberty. If people are afraid to speak of it, you want to find out who has power, talk about certain people and things and see what kind of flack you get. And you'll find out who is powerful, and sometimes the answers surprise you. But free speech is a big, big part of the change in thought. We express our thoughts through words. Rousseau and Locke come up with the idea of the social contract. Now, Locke would not go very far. Rousseau goes a little bit further in the social contract, and you can make this bigger. And it shows Locke is saying this: if the government misuses power, get rid of it. So does Rousseau. We people give government certain rights and certain powers, but their only responsibility is to protect the rights of the people. Anything else, they're acting illegally. So think about what government does, and Locke would say, and Rousseau also, but Locke really would say, if the government is not protecting your rights, that's the only reason it exists. And if they're hurting your rights, get rid of it. And that's called the social contract, that people give up some of their life, liberty, and property. They pay taxes. They understand that they might have to serve in the military. They might have to, have times where they have some of their life might be lost defending their country. That's a great example of life and liberty, that you have to serve in the military and that you pay taxes. But the only thing government should be doing is protecting the people and their rights. Anything else is wrong. So let's go look ahead. The other idea is that government it can't become too powerful. And a great way to make government less powerful is to have a divided government, that they're not necessarily working in sync, that sometimes they work against each other. So you have three parts, and this is a huge part of our Constitution, that we have a separated government, a judicial branch, a legislative branch, and an executive branch. And a lot of times, it's okay if they're pulling in different directions, because the idea behind this was that the government not become so strong that it takes over everything. Another way that the American revolutionaries divided government was making it a federal government, all right? And the idea is that there are certain powers given in the Constitution that only the federal government has. Only the federal government can declare war. Oklahoma can't declare war on Canada. The federal government can. The idea is that it's a cake and it has layers of government. You have a national level and a state level and a local level. All right. There are some powers that both have. Taxation is one. Making laws, enforcing laws. This is both a federal right and a state right. But these things, these state rights, these are only the state. The federal government has no business in them. So that's basically enumerated powers or separation of powers, and this is what makes us a federal government, a federal republic. The United States is not a direct democracy. Some people might like it, and they say we need to be democracy, and it's because it would impact a lot of the way things are done. You'd have one size fits all if the majority wants it. The only way for that to happen would be to have a constitutional convention. It should not happen in any other way. So the things that we talked about, the Glorious Revolution in England and the English Bill of Rights, it deeply, deeply impact American revolutionaries. Now, we will have another cast probably later in the week on the French Revolution and possibly the revolutions in Latin America. But this should really help you with preparation for your test. So have a great day, and you need to watch this, and you need to study.